if you're 45 years old or older, you must watch The Greatest Night in Pop on Netflix. It's a documentary about We Are the World, which, anybody who was old enough to witness this when it came out knows this was the biggest deal. All the biggest American stars following the British charity single,
do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Which was huge.
Motherfucking world.
And so, yeah, they came out with We Are the World, and it has all the big stars of 1985. Although it was interesting looking up who didn't participate.
Yeah.
Some that they talk about in the documentary, like Madonna, for some reason, was not part of this. I don't know why.
Yeah, Van Halen. They wanted Van Halen, but
David Byrne from Talking Heads.
Yeah, who I think was also on tour or something.
Yeah, he was. And then Prince was, that's a long story. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But also in 84, ZZ Top was huge. They weren't even discussed.
Aerosmith? Oh, no, they were broken up.
Aerosmith were kind of in between. Yeah, they were in a bad spot. Pat Benatar, Chicago, who, I don't know why. Chicago always is selling records, though. Night Ranger was big. The Cars were big. Laura Branigan had a big year. Ann Wilson had some hits. Rick Springfield. John Mellencamp. Why was John Mellencamp not on this?
Huh.
I mean, that was really peak John Mellencamp time. And also Bob Seger, Fleetwood Mac, Don Henley. Tom Petty was not even mentioned. Bryan Adams. A little Air Supply for your mom.
Yeah, right.
But they did get a lot of the people who were really hot at the time. And that was, once you get, it starts out with Harry Belafonte and Ken Cragen, who's this agent.
Super agent. And it was supposed to be the way they positioned it, or at least Lionel Richie said, it was kind of the black response to what Geldof did in England. Because those are all white people.
But I think also American response.
Sure. But it was like, hey, all these white saviors trying to help out Ethiopia. Let's get some black people involved, which was kind of Harry Belafonte's thing.
And they get Lionel Richie right off the bat, who tries to get Stevie Wonder, who doesn't return his call.
I know, what a dick.
And so he's meeting with Michael Jackson the next day. So he and Michael Jackson end up fleshing out the song. But this one part about meeting with Michael Jackson is hilarious because, of course, you don't just get to meet Michael Jackson, sit down and write a song. There has to be something completely nutty happening.
It's always an adventure.
It's nice of them to leave out the 12-year-olds, of course, whatever part they played in this.
I got to admit, I kind of forgot about all the 12-year-olds watching Michael in this thing.
He checked him at the door.
It was weird not seeing a 12-year-old within 100 feet of Michael Jackson.
Or talking about it, just watching him sing and stuff. Yeah. But he's still a weirdo.
He called me Lionel. Lionel.
Like the train, which 12-year-olds love.
Bubbles, the chimp. I don't want to hold the chimp. Meanwhile, there's a full-on fight going on downstairs.
Look at Bubbles.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up, shut up. What's happening in the kitchen, Michael? What's going on? He says, Ricky, the minor bird, is having a fight with the dog. Because the bird can talk and the dog is mad at the bird. We Are the World was
just probably
a line from Michael.
We are the world.
We are the children. We are the what? We are the ones that make it better. Out of the corner of my eye,
a 12-year-old appeared.
I see some albums falling over. And I hear
Is this a 12-year-old tied up?
Jackson beating off to a 12-year-old?
I look over my shoulder. There's the biggest freaking snake. And Michael's going, there he is, Lionel.
He is,
oh, my
Lionel.
God. He lost the snake
He
in
loves
the
you.
room. He came out when he heard us singing, Lionel. And he wanted to meet you. He wants to say hello to you.
No, he doesn't.
I gotta get out of here quick.
He loves you.
I am screaming like this is the end. I saw this horror movie and it's not good for the brother.
So Jackson's got Bubbles, a bird that's fighting with a dog and a snake. It's no wonder it took him so long to write the goddamn song.
It's too bad that people can't ever tell stars what they really think. Because think of all the people who probably want to say, I don't care about fucking Bubbles. Get this fucking chimp out of here. Why are you bringing Bubbles to a fucking interview, you idiot?
At least Lionel could tell him.
Yeah, and
Meet your stupid monkey.
this comes up a lot when they're actually working on the song, too, because, for example, Stevie Wonder decides that they should have some of the songs should be sung in Swahili. Of course. Why not?
gotta say.
And how funny seeing Cyndi Lauper roll her eyes.
Everybody was rolling.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, Ray Charles rolled his eyes at him too.
But
Everybody
no one-
was rolling their eyes at Stevie when he said that.
But they have to actually flesh this out like, oh, yeah, I guess we should, until someone finally says something.
You want to play that? You wanna
Sure,
play
yeah, let's play that.
Here we go.
My job was to make sure, under no circumstances, do we veer off what it is.
Because remember, it's like 4 in the morning at this point. So Stevie's just rambling. Look how exhausted Lionel Richie is.
That's the translation.
Stevie said, I think we need to have some Swahili somewhere in this song. I think we should sing Tutu Wainono Willy Moingu.
Of course. There's Cindy. There she is rolling her eyes. Billy
Sounds
Joel.
like a #1 hit.
There's Bruce. Look how confused Bruce is. Look at even Jackson knows it's ridiculous.
If we do this, we're going to run out of time. And if we run out of time, it won't be good.
That's the engineer.
I was back in the corner of the room, just happened to be pretty
That's
close
Waylon
to Waylon
Jennings.
Jennings, and I just heard him go, well, ain't no good old boy ever sung Swahili. I think I'm out of here.
Great line.
Waylon Jennings just walks out.
Waylon walks out of the door.
Trap door.
I'm not dealing with this. I don't know what that
Thank God
means,
Stevie
but
didn't see
I
it.
am not going to say it, and we lost Waylon right there.
Do you think anybody told Stevie that he left?
No, no way.
They don't speak Swahili.
Yeah, someone points out that's not what they
Stevie,
speak.
They don't speak Swahili in Ethiopia.
You could see the potential for a 17-car linguistic pileup.
I just think that what you're trying to do is, like, there's no point in talking to the people who are starving. We're talking to people who's got the money to give. And, you know, it's it just turns it on one person.
Bob
turns it
Geldof
off
to the rescue.
But what words do we use?
Yeah, and what Geldof is saying is like, this album isn't for the people of Ethiopia. They're not going to be donating money
Yeah,
to
the song's
themselves.
not going to make them less hungry.
No, it's for, we're trying to get it to the other people.
So, yeah, that was... and then Jackson later on wanted to add, Shala, Shalinge, after every line's like, no, that's fucking stupid.
Thank God Lionel Richie was in charge.
Yeah, so Lionel said basically whenever somebody said, hey, what if we... That it basically say, no,
Yeah.
no. Because otherwise they'd be there for 3 days. They had just been through the American Music Awards, and they had met after the American Music Awards. It's like, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and, you don't need new ideas.
I had no idea that Bruce had just finished a tour the night before and then
Yes.
flew out there for the AMAs and
From
that.
Buffalo.
That's insane. So when they wrapped at like 8 a.m., you're talking 11 a.m. I think it was the day before. So yeah, then he went to the AMAs, but still, Jesus, man.
Bruce showed up in his GTO.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. He was a gamer, man.
He was. No, it was really cool watching all these people arrive. I mean, what a collection of stars in this small room. And
Who was the biggest one that seemed out of place in your mind?
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
He looked so overwhelmed.
But that was fascinating watching
Yeah.
him because, like, Bob Dylan is such a huge star and he's so out of his element and he's trying, especially when they finally got to his part. It's
Yeah.
like he really wants to do well. He's doing what he does, but it's not easy. And in the end, I thought it worked.
I thought
Oh,
Dan
absolutely.
Aykroyd was out of place the most.
Yeah.
Except he's about the right age of those people, and he's a big star. But yeah, he is totally. Why is he there? At one point in the documentary, the female says, "And we wanted to get Dan Aykroyd." Who ever said we wanted Dan Aykroyd for a fucking song with all these great singers?
I don't know.
What the
That was
fuck?
She's like, so we had a wish list and she lists them all. And it's like, yeah, one of those doesn't go. One of them doesn't fit. Not like the others.
It makes no sense. And also, LaToya Jackson was there.
Wow, it's Michael's.
No one
fault.
ever referenced that in the documentary. Why did they not reference that? They talked about lots of stuff.
Wasn't Jermaine Jackson there too?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought another Jackson was.
I'm
there,
shocked
too.
he wasn't, to be honest.
I'm glad they kept that out of the doc.
Does Jackson, can he ever just do something without bringing along a 12-year-old or some family member that doesn't belong there? What's wrong with him? LaToya.
12-year-old. Yeah. Give Michael some credit. He showed up with no children.
There were a lot of Jacksons.
did.
Jackie, LaToya, Marion,
Randy.
Tito.
They were all in it?
Yes.
No. They're not in it.
Yeah.
It says,
I
says
thought
they are as
were.
the soloists, or I mean, in the part of the chorus.
Yeah. So they got
Really? I
kicked
didn't-
out after, because remember they recorded the chorus first and then kicked them
Oh, I
out.
just don't remember seeing them. They really didn't. He brought all those fucking people. He probably wanted to bring a bunch of 12-year-olds and said, look, you can bring Jermaine, Randy, Tito, but no fucking kids.
Can I bring Bubbles? You want to bring...
All right, bring LaToya too.
Can I bring Ricky,
No Bubbles.
Ricky the Minor Bird?
So,
You know what else was missing from that doc was anybody from Ethiopia.
Yeah. No, there's
Such a
so little
vanity
discussion about that.
It's a vanity project
Yeah.
to see if they can get all these singers in a room to record a
Wait,
song.
it doesn't end with how much it saved.
It might have,
Ethiopia?
Brandon. It went in one ear out the other if it did.
And as far as the no ego, checking egos at the door, bullshit. First of all, they didn't even get to the door when Cyndi Lauper said, you know what? I don't think so. It's not going to be a hit.
Yeah,
She
that's
thought it was a shitty song. She's like, I'm not doing that. I don't care how much money it is. It's a shitty song.
Technically, it was her boyfriend that told her it was a shitty song. She told Lionel that in the backstage at the AMAs when he was hosting.
And you know what? And nice thing to tell him during he's hosting the AMAs, and then he has to lead this group. And thanks a lot, Cyndi.
I had no idea that was "We Are the World" was recorded the same night as "Outrageous."
I know. It's so funny.
I enjoyed the clips of Lionel Richie at the AMAs almost as much as behind the scenes of the "We Are the World."
Outrageous!
I also thought, as far as maybe not out of place, but Kenny Rogers looked really annoyed the whole time, doesn't he?
He does.
He looks
yeah.
really bummed out.
He looked
But
really out of place. But I think he liked that free sweatshirt he got.
he did,
He's like the only one wearing the USA for Africa sweatshirt the whole time.
and he did stick it out. Then there's this whole thing with Prince. They want Prince so bad, and Prince won't commit. So, well, he's fucking Sheila E. So let's get Sheila E. in here. Promise her a vocal part. And then but can you call Prince? And at one point, Prince calls, I think it was Lionel, and says, yeah, I'm going to come over and I want a guitar solo. It's like, no. We're all in one room.
I know,
We want to be in a separate studio doing a guitar solo. And he's like, no, we're not doing that. And so Prince
And
never
there's no
came.
guitar in the song.
Sheila E. never got the promised vocal part, and she was basically used, and she knew it, and I felt bad for her. That was crap.
But she got her autograph, so
That's true.
she was talking about how she had everybody sign her.
Yeah. Well, Diana Ross actually went up to Daryl Hall and said, oh, you're my favorite singer. Will you sign my music sheet?
Can we fact check that? Do you really think she went up to Daryl Hall and did that?
Well, I don't know why they'd make it up. It seemed kind of weird. And then, of course, she's crying afterwards, like, what's the matter, Diana? I don't want it to be over.
I know. I don't know if you saw that email from a listener who said, how much blow do you think was consumed that night?
Good question.
A lot. And I know someone who needed some. Al Jarreau.
Yeah, Al Jarreau. Nice getting fucking drunk for the We Are the World charity single, you ass. You don't even belong there. Why is Al Jarreau even there?
He had a hit before, didn't he?
He might have had a hit, but so what? He's a zero.
Well,
I didn't know who he was prior to the doc.
He's like one song's worth of radio play above LaToya Jackson.
That's funny. I can name Jermaine Jackson's single, right? Dynamite, but I cannot think of Al Jarreau's hit single.
Oh, God.
See, none of us can.
We. Am I thinking of somebody else's song? Is We in the title? Let me look it up. Now I have to know.
Let's see, Al Jarreau. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
We. What's the name of the song?
We're in this love together?
Yeah, we're in this love together. I think I had it.
Fire turning storm to red.
He's singing over Willie. He's not supposed to be singing right now.
And now it goes all the way through to Al Jarreau, who messes up. And so they go boom, so they start again.
Stronger and free.
Willie sounds great.
Gonna show
He's trying to sing Willie's part again.
It's Al Jarreau. He was a little over the top in the alcohol section.
Over the top in the alcohol section.
Look at him.
So bad.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
That's Willie.
Right.
Al was interesting. Okay, I got to tell you the funny part about Al. Al wanted to celebrate before we had done the song. So he kept saying, bring another bottle of wine in, we're going to celebrate. So every time another bottle came in, I took the bottle back out.
All right, Steve, you can grab the keyboard first. I just wanted to have him rehearse that little part for him.
We had to work very hard to get Al's part on before Al couldn't remember what his part was.
So long must lend a helping hand.
That was terrible.
Again for me.
And Lionel was like, that's perfect, good enough.
Oh, you think that was good enough?
As it was there, it's enough.
Every time they go back and they rewind, it take about 5 minutes. So it's like you create a real tense every time you rewind.
By turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand.
What? He's over enunciating every single word.
We are children.
Terrible.
What do I do after Bruce Springsteen? Like, what would you do? And then
All right.
Kenny Loggins.
Why you look different?
This is a massive why you look different.
You know, the funny thing is, until you said it, I didn't think about it that much. And now it's like, oh my God, why do you look different? But all I could think of when I saw him was I remembered the video we watched of him in the Battle of the Network Stars when he was playing basketball.
Dominating.
He was playing way harder than anyone. He was dominating the boards, absolutely dominating the boards. He was chairman of the boards, and he demanded respect. It was really funny. Like, why is he playing so hard?
He looks like Jeremy Irons with a lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a wrinkle on that face.
Yeah, his eyes look bizarre. Everything looks weird.
Well, so
It's not
he's
bad,
he's
actually.
talking here, and they'll cut to him singing and tell me that's the same
for a
person.
sweeter kind of soul thing.
We all want to make a brighter day. So let's
His jawline is bigger.
Who's that guy?
I know.
That is bizarre. But, you know, I got to say, all these people, and I never really thought about this when I heard the song, but watching this get done, Huey Lewis and Cyndi Lauper and Willie Nelson and Dionne Warwick, their voices are fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love
really have great voices. And the guy that arranged them, and they spent a lot of time going through their vocal, their pitches and their ranges and all that. And this professional arranger decided who belonged with who.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it works. I actually listened to the song afterwards, like, you know, I'm starting to re-like this song.
I mean, the
for some
song's garbage,
reason.
but the rearrangement of the voices works great.
Yeah. I love the way Huey sounds.
I mean, he puts all the white guys together, right? Because it went Steve Perry, it went Steve Perry, Daryl Hall, and then Huey Lewis.
Well,
which Huey Lewis, man, what a voice!
And such a nice guy too.
Yeah,
he just seems like a great guy. And they said Quincy on the way home said, "Man, the white people really did a great job."
You racist.
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
The white people did a good job too when they did the English version.
Do we have any more cuts?
No, I thought those were the three
no, those are
big
great.
ones. Let me see my note. I don't think there's any other. We pretty much covered it. It's worth watching. It's a fun watch.
I thought
on
it was
Netflix.
I thought it was a fantastic watch. I could probably watch it again. I really enjoyed it. It was such a cultural moment. The title's great.
Yeah.
The Greatest Night in Pop. I mean, it really
on
was.
Netflix. And they did show the actual "Check Your Egos at the Door" sign. But
They did. That was pretty funny.